Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I will be showing you what different kinds of makeup do and why they are important. So if you want to see that, keep on watching. Okay, the first step and one of the most important steps is the priming. Now you always want to prime your face because without that, your makeup won't hold together and it'll start sliding off and nobody wants to see that. So some of my favorites are the Porefessionals by Benefit, the Becca Backlighting, and I am currently in love with the Urban Decay Optical Illusion. Now, these two are aimed more towards somebody who has a lot of pores, while the Becca Backlighting gives the most radiant and beautiful glow. I really love these. Primer really helps make the foundation stay to your skin and help smooth out any little things wrong in your skin. Foundation is very important. I have the current favorite of mine, which is the Too Faced Peach Perfect in Warm Nude. And I have my Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I love these. Now, foundation is important to help really control the skin tone and to help even out colors. So these are really good. Sometimes the higher ends are a little bit better, but the Wet n Wild is so good, guys. I love this one. It is so good. You want to get the right foundation because it all matters what you like. If you like a very light coverage, then you might want to go with a BB or CC cream. While if you're a full coverage queen, like me, you would want something like the Too Faced or the Urban Decay All Nighter, which I love. And foundation is the foundation of makeup. Next, you would want to apply concealer. Now, concealer is so important because it helps conceal any little blemishes such as pimples, scars, anything there. And also to help cover up like the dark circles under your eyes. And sometimes if you buy different shades, you can actually contour with it as a liquid contour. So my current favorite is the Tarte Shape Tape, which I love. But another really good one from the drugstore is the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Concealer. I love those. Next, you would really want to set that. And setting is so important because that's what makes it stay in place and hold its place. So my current favorite is the Too Faced Peach Perfect. I love it. It smells good. It feels so good. It's great for baking under the under eye. And baking is when you take a lot of powder and pack it on and let that sit for a little while and dust it off. It really helps keep its color and to help it stay a little extra in place. And this is a loose powder, as you can see. But some other great options are the e.l.f. setting powder. It is also a loose powder. This is also really good for baking because it is white, so it will brighten it up. And it also comes in a pressed powder. This is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Skin Smoothing Pressed Powder. So it comes like this. And as you can see, it is all together. So you take it out, as you can see, and you just put it on the skin like that. It comes with a powder puff, which I love. And to use powder puffs, you just take a bit and pack that on. It is also great with the Cake and Bake sponge, where you can just cut your contour. So with the bronzers, you want to give color back to your face. So my favorite, as you can see how much love there is the Hoola Bronzer. Bronzer is very important to contouring because it helps really brighten and bring out all the shapes of the skin. If you want to have a really defined cheekbone, to contour your nose, contouring is very important. That's what gives shape back to your face after you set it with all that powder, with all that one shade foundation, one shade powder, one shade concealer. Another favorite I am loving is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer. Now this one does have a bit of a shimmer to it, so some people don't like shimmer. I love it. And a very affordable option is the Wet n Wild one. Now this is a really good deal because it also comes with this brightening powder. And brightening powder is very important. It helps to brighten up your complexion, so anywhere that might need a little bit more brightening, such as the under eye, on the bridge of the nose, on the chin, is really, really good, and I really suggest this palette. Also, there is blush. The Too Faced Loved Blush in Love Hangover is my current favorite. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. I love it. It is so beautiful, and I just love the little shape and how it fits. Another good option for blush is the CoverGirl in the classic colors Soft Mink. Now blush is important because it gives back that pink to your skin, that natural flush to it. I like to put it on my cheeks and just a little dab back on my chin. Also, I forgot to mention, in the bronzers, there is also a stick bronzer. So you can just put it on your cheek and it goes like that, opposed to a powder bronzer. So you would just blend that out. Now for highlight, that is really important as well because it comes in different ways. What I really like to do is take a liquid highlighter, apply it, blend it out, and then set that with a powder highlighter. So the difference between these, I really like the cream one because you already have a lot of powder on your face, from setting powder, from brightening powder, from all that. So if you put another powder on it, it may not show up as well. So that's why I like to put down the cream and the powder. Highlighting is very important because, as you can see, it helps really reflect and bring out like the top of your cheekbones, the tip of your nose, and it just helps to give that shine and glow. And as for the eyes, you always want to make sure you prime them because, as you see, eyelids crease. So you want to get a primer that really holds down that eyeshadow. So you can have, for me, I have tinted primers. This one is in a rose gold, so it comes out in more of a pink tint. And tinted primer is really good if you have like very, very thin eyelids or veiny eyelids. And the champagne one I really like because it helps give it a little bit of a glow. And it blends out really, really well. Now, eye primer is so important because if you just have regular primer, it may not hold as well. That's why these are a little bit thicker than regular primer. And for eyeshadows, guys, I picked this palette to show you because it has so many different shades in it. So when you have 30 shades, there is something for everything. Now you always want to set that primer because if you don't set that, your shadows won't blend as well, and not having blended eyeshadows can look really patchy. So you want to set it with something that is similar to your skin tone or maybe a little lighter. For me, I really like Heaven and Spotlight. So you just want to put that all over your lid with a fluffy brush. And transition shades are really important because if you go straight from, say, Spotlight to this really dark, sparkly black stiletto, then it won't blend out very well. So in order to get from Spotlight to Stiletto, I would suggest having Spotlight to Honey Butter, it's a little bit darker, to Nude, and every time you put that down, you want to blend it in with the previous shade and a little bit lower. And then I would start working maybe with Coffee Date to Spoiled to Fingers Crossed to Stiletto. Because as you can see, guys, it gets darker every time you go. So it really helps to blend and transition. So as you can see, just taking spotlight and trying to blend that with stiletto will look like that on your eyelid, and that doesn't look very good. So you always want to make sure that you have transition shades. So you can go from a light to a little darker, a little darker, a little darker. And it all depends on the styles and colors you guys want. So sometimes if you are going in with a very loose powder, you got to be careful that it doesn't have a lot of fallout. Now, fallout is when you have a powder and a lot of it just comes off because it is so loosely pressed. That can smudge very easily. So what I suggest is, if you know you have an eyeshadow that has a lot of fallout, just spray your brush with setting spray, and that really helps. Now, there are also different eye products out there. This one is my personal favorite, the Goof Proof Brow Pencil. It comes with a little spoolie to help brush it out. And it comes with this beautifully angled tip. So you can really draw the bottom, draw the top, and fill that in and draw the tail. Also, another great one and something different for brows is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo. As you can see, there is a darker and a lighter shade. I like to mix those both to create multi-dimensional looks, because the light is a bit light, the dark is a bit dark, so if you mix them together, it looks more natural. So with that, you would take like an angled eyeshadow brush and brush it on that way, just top and bottom, and fill it in, do the tail. So there are different kinds of brow products out there, and it all depends on what you want. I would suggest the Goof Proof for somebody who has maybe a little bit sparser brows, while powder really just helps kind of settle in the hairs. So that'd be great for somebody with a lot or thicker eyebrow hairs. So also with highlighting, it doesn't just apply to the cheeks and nose. What's great is such as the Modern Renaissance palette. It has this very light shade, which is great if you want a matte highlight for your eyebrow and inner tear duct. And also, I love Primavera and Vermeer, these two very sparkly shades. Now, those are important because that helps also with giving more dimension. So when you put it in your inner tear duct, that helps to brighten and open up the eyes, while putting it up here helps create a more lifted look, and that's why a lot of people go more for a matte brow bone than a shimmer brow bone. If you're using a loose glitter, it is important to have a glitter primer because it really, really helps it stick. I love the NYX glitter primer because it really, really stays. It's not really too much different from a regular eye primer, but it does help a lot, and you do want to put down extra primer when you are doing the glitter. But it is also important to remember that if you put too much primer on the eyelids, that it causes the opposite effect, which makes it crease because there's too much product not spread enough. Also for eyeliners, there are gel eyeliners, there are pen ones. These are my favorite because it has a flexible tip and a very fine tip. So it's great to get that skinny cat eye, maybe a little bit fatter wing. It is very, very versatile. And I really like the NYX Epic Ink because it is affordable, it works well, and most of all, it stays in place. Great pigmentation. But if you are going for a lighter look, I would suggest taking a powder and an angled eyeshadow brush and drawing it on that way. I love doing shadow wings. They are a lot of fun to do. Eyeshadow is important because it helps give definition to the eyes, and black is also a very, very popular color for eyeliner because it helps define your lash line. Also, for the waterline, which is the inner part right here, a tight liner is also great. I have the Tarte Fake Away, which is a nude. which really helps brighten things up. As you can see, so it helps create a bigger, fuller effect, while black, like the L'Oreal Infallible, can create a little bit more of a closed eye look, but it does give great definition. As you can see. So this one looks a little more closed, this one looks a little more open, but I guarantee you guys I am having my eyes open the exact same amount. Also, what's really important is mascara. So these are a few of my favorites here. This one, as you can read, is Too Faced, and it is waterproof. I love this. Now, waterproof is important because it really helps it stay on, but it really helps it stay on. So sometimes you might be scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing last thing at night. And Too Faced actually makes a product called Mascara Melt Off. Oh, such a lifesaver. It melted off so fast, so you don't have to be standing there scrubbing. Also, a great mascara is the Roller Lash. I love it. This also gives a bit of a lighter definition, while the Too Faced one can give more of a va-va-voom. That's why this pair is my favorite top and bottom for mascara. Also, there is the Clinique Workout Mascara, which is really nice. As you can see, it has a very fine mascara wand to it, and I always wear that to the gym because it really stays in place and it doesn't look full glam makeup like the Monsieur Big. I love this one. As you can see, it has a very thick applicator and it is very va-va-voom. But my absolute top favorite drugstore one is the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. It is so similar to the Too Faced one at half the price, and it is so good. Mascara is very important because it helps define the eyes and the eyelashes, so it helps give a fuller and thicker appearance. And it is also fun to play with if you have fun colors, like if you have it in gold or blue or purple, whatever y'all want. It's a lot of fun to play with. What I wish I knew when I started doing makeup is blurring powder. Blurring powder is so important. It has this shimmer that really brings the skin to life and help it not look so caked up or so powdery, but it really gives it that natural glimmer and glow. The peach blur is absolutely amazing. I suggest if you are starting makeup, get a blurring powder. It is very important. It really helps. Also, when finishing your look, setting spray is super important because when you wet your face and let it dry, it really brings the makeup all together. And when it's done drying, it really stays in place. And as for lip products, there are so many ways to have it nowadays. There is liquid lipsticks. So it comes with an applicator and goes on as a liquid, and it dries to a beautiful matte. There are other also butter glosses, so it has more color than a regular gloss, but not the same amount of pigmentation as a lip gloss. And then there is the classic lipstick shape, which comes like this and you just apply. Lipstick is also very important because it can help make or break the look. So if you have like bright red lips and a very neutral eye, that looks fantastic. Or if you're going for a monochromatic look, like with blue eyeliner and a blue lipstick, that looks amazing as well. Also, if you're going for like a very bold, very colorful eye, I would suggest like a nude. As you can see, I'm wearing green eyeshadow. and a nude lip crayon. Also, lip liner is very important. So it can help give definition to the lips. It gives you a little bit of permission to overdraw and really helps your lipstick stay in place. And that is it, guys. I hope you guys liked it and I hope it helped y'all. And my cat says, hello! And she loves you. Remember, you can follow me on my social media links down below. Also, check out my social media shout out in the description. Love you guys.